Hello, and good morning. This is Professor Barry, and today was today's date. Today is October the 20th. Just wanted to drop by and give you some weekly updates for our Introduction to Religious Studies class. I hope that you guys are doing well. All right, pay attention to this. Make sure that you're logging into your class at least about 3 to 4 times a week. Some of you guys are not doing your work from last week. So let's talk about a couple things so that you don't get behind. It's real easy to get behind, okay? So I'm gonna share my screen and I want to go to your class. Hold on one second. Let's get to your class. All right, everybody. So let's go to your class because we are now in week 3. Week 3. So make sure that you are checking out week 3. All right, hopefully you should see my screen. All right, everyone. So week 3, this is the week of October the 18th. We're now in chapter 2, which talks about how is religion studied. Now, for some of you who don't yet have the book, I still need you guys to be looking over right here, this chapter 2 PowerPoint and lecture that will help you with your discussion board posts. Let's talk about your activity assignment this week. You will choose to research either Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, Judaism, or Hinduism. You are not doing all of them. Choose one, okay? Your PowerPoint is only going to have 5 slides. On the first slide, you're going to include the name of the religion that you chose. And let me tell you this too, if maybe you follow a particular religion, okay, so I'm a Christian. Don't choose the one that you have because you already know about it. I want you to stretch yourself a little bit more and maybe explore one that you didn't know too much about, okay? All right, so anyway, on the first slide, you're going to put the name of the religion and make sure that you put your name on the title page. You can decorate it and make sure it's nice and attractive. On the second page, who founded it? Who started it? How did this religion begin? One of the key things is that we said last week is that religion circles around people, places, and culture. So people are very important to a religion. It gets started with someone or some people having a same, thought of mind. On the third slide, you're going to give us a background or summary of the religion. One thing I do not want to see, do not just cut and paste stuff from Wikipedia, read in your book, and you can also do your research online as well. If you have information that is not of you, make sure you cite where you got it from. On the fourth slide, include any sacred practices of this religion. You know, for example, do they take a pilgrimage? Do they, honor a baptism, a confirmation, whatever? Talk about the activities that this particular religion does. So that will be in page 4. And then lastly, on page 5, you can share bullet points of what this particular religion believes. What do they believe to be true? What do they know to be true or to be sacred in their religion? Okay. That will be due on Sunday night, the 24th, 11:59 p.m. Okay. Also for your discussion board this week for week 3, if you did not do your discussion from last week, y'all, you are behind, and your discussions simply say that you are active in the course, and that is how I'm taking attendance. If you have not done your discussion from week 2, you need to let me know, okay? When you read chapter 2 this week, they're going to talk about different methods of studying religion. Did you know there are different ways that we can study it? So you are going to, even if you don't have a book, make sure that you pay attention to the PowerPoint discussion that I posted for you in the lecture. Make sure you look at that. And you're going to check out what religion appeals to you most, and you're going to tell which one that appeals to you the least. Okay? And let me come back on here. Somebody just joined. Hey there, Lauren. How are you? I was just doing good. I was so we are recording, and I was just doing a brief overview of week 3. So let me go back to my screen real quick. It's just us right now, but I just wanted to go back to the screen and make sure that you guys are all good for week 3. Week 3 is right here. Make sure you check out your module. And also, Lauren, and for the others, I wanted to remind you guys that make sure that you do your discussion post each week. Can't talk, y'all. Your discussion post says that you are present and that you're active in the course. And when I don't see you active, I can't mark you present for that particular week. So y'all got to make sure that you're doing these discussion boards. I am reading them and I'm looking at your activity. Also from last week, you will start to see your grades come in, your first couple of grades come in from your discussion board, excuse me, y'all, and your religion versus spirituality paper. So we got to make sure that we get off on the right foot, y'all, and making sure that we are getting our work done. If you have any questions about the book, or you're not getting something, you're not understanding something, just please make sure that you reach out. Now, I post my own video that I've done for you guys that you can watch a little bit later, but I'm going to kind of go over a couple of things today in the chapters that we are supposed to read for this week, week 3. So when we come to this particular course, and Lauren, you can jump in there if you have any questions, okay? When we come to this particular course about studying a religion, here are a couple of questions that you can think to yourself. So what do you think about religion? And why in the world do you think that we should study it? Why should we study religion? And so some people say, well, look at the world that we live in. And I know that we find ourselves in Georgia, we find ourselves in the United States, and this is a very diverse nation. We know that we don't have everybody in our nation does not follow the same religion. No, and they don't have to. But it is good to learn about other people and to explore what they think about their religion and how it plays out in their lives. It doesn't mean, and here's another thing too, is I move down. It doesn't mean that when we study a religion, we have to become that. It doesn't mean that. It means that we're exploring it and we're learning more about someone else and their beliefs. Okay, so sometimes people come to things like that and they get kind of scared, like, oh, well, you're studying Buddhism or you're studying Islam and you're another religion. It doesn't mean that that person's going to adopt that religion. They might choose to, but that's on them. And so when we study a different religion, we are exploring our world. All right, y'all, there are different ways to study religion. And so in this particular course, we're taking an academic study of religion. And so we're going to take a look at the religion by just studying it as an observer, and we're just looking at it. And so an academic study reveals how it affects people. It looks at how the religion shows up in our world, okay? But a devotional approach to studying the religion is a little bit more personal. So think about the word devotion. If you're taking a devotional approach to studying Christianity or Buddhism or Islam, you're learning about it, you're applying it to your life. You might be following some of the practices. That's what we mean by devotional versus academic. So which one you think that we're doing in this class? What do you think we're doing, an academic or devotional approach? Lauren, it's just us. You want to can you use your microphone?
Wait, is it working? I think it's working.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I feel like in a way it could be a mixture because I mean we're in school, so of course I'm gonna think academic study off rip, but I feel like we're just gonna go deeper into detail, so it could be a devotional approach as well. Because like I'm not saying we're gonna apply it to like everything we do, but we could take some of the stuff that we learn in this class and use it in the real world.
That's true. Like the person could, you're right, Lauren, the person could watch this, use it as their own devotional approach. But you're right, she came with the right answer because we're in a school, we're in an academic setting. She is 100% correct. We are taking an academic study to religion. So we're not necessarily, okay, so watch this, Lauren. Like if this was like a Bible study or something, like if we went to a Bible study group and we were studying the scriptures or the Quran or something like that, and then we would be studying it so that we could follow that way of life or something, that would be a devotional approach. Okay. All right. That's a good answer. Good answer. Good answer. All right. And then you guys can watch my YouTube video a little bit later, but I'm just going to do the overview here. Now, if you look on my screen, there are a lot of different approaches to studying religion. And let me just give you a little caveat here to those people who don't have the book just yet. Make sure that you take some time and watch this instructional video because I'm going to help you in that discussion post. Here are some approaches to studying religion. Now your book goes into more of them. I'm going to go into a couple of them here, may not go into all of them. Anthropological approach. Anthropological approach. I like this one. Let's look at the top one. So this type of approach looks at how people study the religion, but they look at how they study the people. I like to watch people. I like to study people. And so if we were taking like an
I do
anthropological,
too.
you
I
do
do.
too.
I like to study people. I really do. Like I like to see what type of vibe they give off. Cause like I'm a people person, but I gotta see what type of energy you have first before I even talk to you. Like if I see that you like have a off energy, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna just
Yeah,
stay over here.
I'm gonna leave you alone, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm the same way. You ever go to like an airport or a train station or
Yeah.
something? I'm just like checking everybody
Yeah.
out.
Like even at restaurants, like my mom should be like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just looking around, just looking
Yeah,
around. That's all.
that's right. So
Because
you
I
think
don't. People are just interesting. That's the nicest way I can put it.
they really are. They really are. And I
Interesting.
don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah,
It's
it's a mixture because like some people have good intentions, some have bad. So it's like I rather just look at you, observe you for a minute, see what I get out of you. Not like out of you, but see what I get from you and be like,
right.
okay, I can have a conversation with you, or oh no, thank you. I'm just gonna turn left on this one.
That's correct.
Literally. That's how I see people. I don't know.
Good Lord. That's so true. And you like to, it sounds like you like to observe people. And so in the anthropological approach, so we're going to put on our scientist hat, right? And if we
Hmm.
were going out here and studying um, a mosque, we would just watch the people,
Yeah, most
right?
definitely.
So we would just go in and we would watch what they do. We would watch how they pray. We would watch how long they pray. We would watch and see how they position their bodies. That's all we would do. We would just go into the mosque and watch people and just study how they engage with others. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Most definitely. Cause like I have friends that's like all different religions. Like it's crazy. Like I have friends that's like, well, one of I guess you could call him my goddad or my uncle. Like
Yeah.
he's really close to my dad. He's like I think he's Coptic to be exact. So he'll teach me like little stuff about that. Or like I've
Yeah.
had friends that's like Coptic. I can't think of the other one, but they're the opposite of that. And like some of my friends, like they're from Africa. Then I have other friends that's like Muslim. So it's like a
Yeah.
little dibble and dabble. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
Oh, so
I learned
you
something new.
really enjoy this class.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I love social studies. I'm not gonna lie. So it's like, yeah, yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really going to enjoy this class and share those things, especially when you share on your discussion board. That's good.
Okay, I will.
Ecological approach is how the humans interact with the environment. And then sometimes with their environment, they will relate their religious practices to the environment. For example, if you pay attention to, and I'm gonna see if I can post, I'm gonna make myself a note. I'm gonna post this in the in announcements. But Native American religions, I'm gonna put here Native American. Because if I don't make myself a note, I forget. A lot of Native American religion, a lot of African religions are very tied to the environment. They are very tied to nature. So, for example, how they take care of their land or their farm, the mountain, they're going to see that as a part of their environment. They're going to treat the land well. They're just not going to throw stuff on it because their religion or their practices may tell them to honor the land. Don't trash the land. Don't tear down trees that don't need to be torn down, you know. So a lot of Native American religion is very nature-based. Animals, they're going to care for animals in a different approach. And you're going to see that also certain animals may be considered sacred in certain religions as well, okay? All right, so I want to scoot down to a couple others. These are really, really important psychological approaches. This studies how the human uses their emotions and their behaviors regarding religion. That's really interesting. In there's a lot of psychological studies that can be done about any religion. Excuse me, how does it make somebody feel, whether that's good or bad? You know, does that particular religion help someone to cope? Or maybe in that particular religion, there's something, there's some type of activity that might make that person feel shameful or something. So a psychological approach is really interesting as well. Let me scoot down. There's so many things that I could talk about with the approaches, but being a woman, I want to focus on the last two. A feminist approach. So a feminist approach to studying a religion, and actually I kind of take the last two as well. Feminist approach studies and interprets the role of women in a religious tradition. So whether it is a Black woman or whatever, it doesn't matter. They're going to take a look at the role of women in that tradition and to see how the women are treated and viewed. So let's say if you did a study and you're looking at how women are, okay, watch this. So how women may be viewed in Christianity may be different from how the woman is viewed in Islam. Okay, and so, or different practices that maybe the woman may not be allowed to do in one religion, and in another religion she is. So that will come under a feminist approach. It's really interesting. And then a womanist approach. This one is a newer approach that came around like the 1980s. And this one seeks more so to study about Black women and their experience in the community. And it seeks to look at like oppression, any type of racism or sexism that could exist in the particular religion. And one of the things that a womanist approach to religion would do is challenge any type of patriarchy. So it would challenge like, well, why are you saying that the woman can't do this or the woman can't do that? And challenging men sometimes having this foot on the woman's neck. And so that would be an approach that the womanist approach would take a look at. So just looking at this screen, Lauren, I know it's just me and you. So I told you the two that I usually approach when I study religion. I usually come to a womanist approach or a feminist approach because I'm a lady, and I do like anthropological. Which ones do you like?
I would say, um, I would say a womanist in a way,
Uh-huh.
somewhat, cause like really feminist and womanist, honestly, cause I'm one of the people I like look at stuff from the bigger picture. I'm the friend that thinks 2 steps ahead always, which can be annoying, but I'm always, yeah, like I'll be like, okay, so I think you should have this or that way, or the physiological. I think I said the wrong, but psychological, whatever, which one? How do you say it?
Psychological.
Yeah,
Yeah.
psychological. I look
Oh.
at that one as well because
Mhm.
I always like look at people's emotions and like how they react to stuff. Like I'm really big on like body language and stuff like that. And now like if we're talking about something, I'll always look around the classroom and something like see how people react to it. So I always look at stuff from like those mainly,
Right.
mainly
Right.
those two.
That's very good. And so psychological, remember, Lauren, psychological,
Mm-hmm.
and when you take that approach, you're looking at the person's emotions,
Mm-hmm.
how they feel, their behaviors regarding that religion.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. That's good.
Thank you.
Okay, let me advance. And to you all who are going to be watching this video later on, you guys can watch this entire YouTube video later because we're just going to use it as our PowerPoint right now so that I can kill two birds with one stone so that we don't. Okay, yeah. All right. And make sure I get to the end of this screen. So when you guys watch this a little bit later, you'll hear me talking again. And this is from a presentation that I did. Yeah, I got all of it. This is from a presentation that I did I want to say last year during COVID, I believe. So remember, these lists right here, these approaches to studying religion. So make yourself a note, y'all. This is going to help you with your um, discussion post for week 3. So remember, when we talk about, let me go back to our discussion post. And I think somebody went on and answered it already, but y'all make sure that when you're doing your discussion board for week 3, make sure that you explain. Okay, so let's go back and let's help somebody out. What method for the study of religion appeals to you the most? So you're going to go back to that list, or you can go to my PowerPoint, or you can go to your book. And so you're going to go to that list and you're going to say, which one do I like the most? And then which one do I like the least? And then you need to explain why. So for example, in mine, I said that I like womanist and feminist and anthropological. Lauren says she likes psychological. Others are going to say, I like this one, this one, this one. I might say, well, I don't like psychological the least because of blah, blah, blah. So what I'm looking for is not that you guys are just listing off the approaches, but you have showed me that you understand the different religious approaches and that you've read them and that you've understood which one really appeals to your personality the most and which one appeals to your personality or who you are the least. As Lauren said earlier, she said, I'm like a people person. I love to watch people. So that's her personality. Now, everybody don't go and write what Lauren said, but her personality is to observe. And so she may go with that first one, anthropological, a little bit more. Okay, so as we move throughout this semester, when we come to study religion, because this whole class is called religious studies. Okay, so it's not Bible study, but it's religious study. And as we said earlier, we're coming with an academic approach. So remember to know the difference between an academic approach to looking at religion as opposed to a devotional approach. The devotional approach is more personal. You're studying it for yourself and to apply it to your world. But the academic approach just looks at it kind of as an observer, and you're saying, okay. And you are the student, and you're just observing and taking in and educating yourself about this particular religion and its practices. So this is where I want to pause. Lauren, did you have any questions?
No, no, but I had literally just typed something in the chat, but I didn't press send as soon as you said that out.
Like,
Say it again. I'm sorry.
say it again. You didn't press in.
Oh yeah, not at all.
Okay.
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 Well,
You
I
have time.
say that
Oh,
one more time. I'm sorry. It's like the connection keep messing up. Say that one more time.
I said you have time.
Okay.
And remember, everybody, the discussion post will be due on Sunday night at 11:59. Make sure also, as I read over your discussion posts, you are engaging your classmates. The bad part sometimes when we're online, we don't see each other, but your interaction with each other is really going to be key to you learning. Yes, yes, Lauren. It'll be really key to you learning from other individuals as well. And so really, I'm going to pause right here. So your assignment for this week is to work on your PowerPoint project. Your other assignment is to do your weekly reading and your discussion post. Make sure that all of those are done by Sunday night. And I'll be coming through and catching up on your grading from week 2. Those people who did not do assignments for week 2, I know who you are, but you need to let me know if anything's happening when you don't do assignments each week. It's letting me know that you're not active, and then you're going to be marked absent, and that's not going to be good. All right. So I'm going to pause right here, and Lauren, you stay right there, and everybody, I'm going to see you next week, same time, same place.